Welcome to Bears Banter. My name is Bernard Muhammad. We have on the broadcast Keith Flournoy, Tammy Harris, and Jay Beasley. How you doing, Jay?
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. I can't complain.
All right. Hey, you just went off screen for a minute. Okay. There you are. Hey,
Wait, you ain't on
Chicago
the green
Bears.
screen for us, so that's good.
Right. Chicago Bears fall to the Giants 20-12. What a disappointing game. I mean, where did we start at today? I see everybody kind of speechless. They kind of like disappointed.
TV.
Oh yeah, we can hear Jay's TV, I believe.
Okay. Hold on.
Where you want to start? I don't know. Y'all want to start with that last crazy play?
Yeah, let's start there.
No.
Harlem Globetrotters football.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Hey, what's up, Mo, man? Hey, you know what? I'm gonna send you a link if you're able to get on. Just click the link, Mo. Hey, that game was the battle of the bad to me. You looked at two teams today. It made you wonder how both teams were 2-1. Looking at this game, the way it played off. But with that said, looking at the Bears' offense, I didn't see any continuity in their offense or anything. Let me hit mute on Jay's one of his broadcasts. He got two coming in. Okay, and bring this the one you want to use, Jay?
Yeah.
This came in. Okay, let me move your other one from the stream. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I didn't see any continuity in the Bears' offense. It's like they hit that big play right away for 56 yards, and then from there, they kind of had this rotation going with Ebner and Khalil Herbert. Everett just don't look good running the ball at all. He didn't look good on kickoff return. You could tell there was a big difference on when they gave the ball to Ebner and then when they gave it to Khalil Herbert. It kind of looked like he's back there kind of like tapping his feet like he was on those kickoff returns. I mean, any evaluations on the Bears offense, what y'all saw today?
Yeah, it looked like to me that Ebner was terrified that he had the ball at an actual live professional game. Maybe he'll get over that. Maybe he won't. But there's the definite drop off between him and Herbert. Offensively, we never did a decent job of establishing the run. That's why points were very hard to come by. We wanted to do a little bit better job, featuring Justin Fields. We did that. It did not look like he did better than last week, but he's got some more growth to do. So let's hope that we continue to put time on that. I hear you, Mike. It's hard to focus on the positive when you didn't see any. From a defensive standpoint, oh my God, we could not stop the quarterback rollout. This is defense 101. If you can't stop that, they can hit you with that all game, and we're going to get the same results as what we got today.
Okay.
Exactly, Jimmy. Go ahead, Tammy.
I was just going to say, what we were talking about earlier, right before we joined, Keith was saying the offensive line looked terrible, which they did today. That was the worst that I've seen them look, and it's not – the Giants aren't like a super – hard team, so it's crazy that the offensive line looked so bad today, but they were better on third down conversions but horrible in getting in the red zone. I think that there were opportunities to still win this game. At least 3 out of 4 of those field goals should have been touchdowns, in my opinion. And Justin Fields was not holding the ball as long, but he was still missing open targets. That was disappointing. A couple times people dropped passes that they should have caught. So in some ways, yeah, he did look better, but we still got a long way to go. Defensively, I mean, we had a couple of moments, but even when the defense did something good, the offense didn't capitalize on it. I mean, Eddie Jackson had a great, beautiful interception, and then it was 3 and out. And then when we recovered the ball on the fumble, I don't remember if that was a 3 and out, but I don't think we capitalized on that either. So I mean, it was a hard game to watch. It was a hard game to watch.
Okay, it was a hard game. Like, hey, welcome to the broadcast, Mo. How you doing?
Yo,
Hey, Mo.
what's up, y'all?
What's
All
up,
right,
Mo?
let me move this thing out of your face there. Hey, Mo, what did you see today in the Bears game as your first opinion of what you saw?
Man, all I'm gonna say is that I saw Fields look more comfortable this game. Yet and still the play calling was bad because it was run, deep pass, run, deep pass. When you should just run maybe a 2 to 3 step drop. The screen passes were pretty much real predictable as far as on offense, and then on defense we couldn't tackle. We couldn't
Yeah.
tackle. We had Barkley for a few losses, and he turned them joints into 20-yard games, 15-yard games, and it's like, come on, man. So we have them on third down and long, and they'll throw a short pass to Barkley. They'll hand it off to Barkley, and we'll lose the tackle, and he cutting it loose. So
Okay. Hey, when I watch the Bears play today and even other games, to me, when the Bears get to the red zone offensively, they seem to tense up and get real conservative. And it's like the main thing they're looking at is we could just get a field goal, right? It looked like they get real conservative. They don't even run naked boots with the quarterback, even when they're in the red zone at all. It looked like they're just content with like, hey, let's just not turn it over and let's just play this. If we get something, we get something. If not, we'll just kick a field goal. This is how your quarterback learn. You got to have some bread and butter play that you could go to when you go to the red zone. Right now, when the Bears get to the red zone, all I think they're going to do is run the ball and maybe just try to throw a little short screen, or they're just going to throw it out the back of the end zone. It's nothing that you know that they're going to do in the red zone. You got to have some bread and butter play. So that's what makes some of the stats even look troubling when you look at, like saying quarterback development, when you see quarterbacks that, even we use on Friday that maybe turned it over a lot their first year. But what we're not seeing is the TDs to balance off any of them. We may say, hey, Peyton Manning had 28 interceptions his rookie year, but he had about 27 touchdowns, right? But with the Bears, what we're not seeing is touchdowns, but they got to put him in situations in the red zone where he's throwing the ball. Yeah, he's going to throw an interception down, and that happens. It happened with veteran quarterbacks, but you can't just go so conservative that all you're doing is settling for field goals in the red zone. But you got Jay. I know you get that look, Jay, that you're ready to let go.
Pick them apart, Jay.
It was really hard. Like Tammy said, it was really hard to watch. And and not even talking about the offense. I was just so disappointed to see the defense fail to make a play on these naked bootlegs with a guy like Daniel Jones. That was just so disappointing. I mean, it was play after play. And I'm like, okay, rookie, Jaquan Brisker, stop looking in the backfield and pay attention to where the ball is. And it was just so disappointing. And just to jump ahead, I've never been a fan of rookies being kick returners and punt returners. And y'all saw what happened today with Vegas Jones. I've never been a fan of that because, to me, I just feel like the lights are too bright for rookies in those type of moments. But it was a hard game to watch. It really was. It was a hard game to watch. Justin Field, he showed up a little bit better. The play calling was still kind of iffy. And I'm just disappointed in the defense because no pressures, no sacks, no nothing on Daniel Jones. This is the dude that got sacked, 5 or 6 times on Monday night with a lot of pressures, a lot of quarterback hits, and we didn't get none of that today. And it was really disappointing.
They let a nobody quarterback get 2 rushing touchdowns.
Well, that's what Jones do. He's a runner.
And then not even that. When Tyrod Taylor came in, he ran for 2 first downs. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
Where's the defense?
Same bootleg. Yeah,
the same bootleg plays, and I'm just like, wow. So that was, to me, that was disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah. Another thing that I wanted to point out, they kept trying to run the ball up the middle. And it was
Yep.
like, come on, bro. When you run on the edge, we had a better chance. Like if you looked at the game last week when they played Dallas, Dallas killed them on the edge, killed them, and that's all they had to do. And then to piggyback off of what you said, Bernard, about the red zone, man, this the chance for Cole Kmet to come alive. Try to get him some plays in with your with your quarterback, but they want to run, and kick the field goal, like you said, man. They just don't want the mistake. But it's like, man, you got to live and you learn. So I'm disappointed.
Running and scoring in the red zone, especially when you're around, first get in the red zone around 20-yard line. The field is so condensed that it's much harder to score running, but you can run some play action, some stuff like that to pull them in because you're running. But you kind of like see right there where they kind of concede to me to they just run some plays, and if it busts, it don't. We just gonna go. Hey, what you have, Plank?
Yeah, as far as the offense, we had problems with the offensive line. We weren't getting any push up the middle, and that's when Cody Whitehair was in the game. When he went out of the game, now we had our worst offensive line of the year with Sam Mustipher and Lucas Patrick playing the interior at the beginning of the game. That's definitely we had to expect the pass protection as well as the running up the center wasn't going to go as well. Also, I was a little bit concerned because Justin Fields is a second-year player, but his receivers kind of have to help him out a little bit. He's gonna miss some throws or whatever, but when they get a chance to make a play, they have to make a play. Last thing I was concerned about all year, I've been concerned about Justin Fields and his short passes, like just as an outlet pass. He's missing those, and those are passes that are about 5 to 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So I have no understanding of why those passes are so difficult for him right now.
You know what? As far as the short pass, it seems like I think in the beginning of the game, those are the passes that you need to throw. The crosses up the middle to your running back just to get them warmed up. It's like when he throws the ball long, and then you try to throw short, he's off. His timing is off for some reason. So it's like, man, they need to do a better job of play calling, man. For real.
And not only that, just to piggyback off what Jimmy Red said a little while ago, I did see some plays again today, but Justin Fields didn't pull the trigger. It was some plays that he could have pulled the trigger on a few, and he didn't do it. I don't know if he's just not trusting what he's seeing. But it was some plays where you gotta pull the trigger, man. You gotta pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Hey Jay, that's a great point, and I thought his receivers didn't do him any favors by dropping a few passes. EQ got to drop; he got to catch that pass. Komet got to catch that pass. There was
Dante Pettis got to catch that pass.
Yeah. There was one where he kind of rolled out and threw it to the backup tight end, and he didn't catch it. Okay, but with that said, I don't understand. It's like what Plank said, it's like these short passes, he's skirting them on the ground, which is kind of weird, right? And then some of the deep balls look good, but then the short game is either he's overlooking these routes or like today they're skirting on the ground, which I don't understand. And also, he has to get used to looking at the running back coming out the backfield on pass plays.
Yep.
You just cannot just not look at them and don't take that play. But there is times where I still seen in this game where he just not pulling the trigger. And I'm not saying he lost the game. I'm just saying his plays there is stuff that's being left on the field of plays that could be made. And I like to say I'm with Jay. I don't know if he just don't trust what he's seeing or what the issue is on some of those plays. But if you look at the Bears offense today, Justin Fields. I had the stats in front of me. Hold on. Justin Fields was 10 for 11, 163 yards, no touchdowns. He was
No, that had to be
10 for
10
11.
for,
Wait.
no, that had to be
not
10
10
for
for 11.
21.
Right.
I
That
think
would
that
have
was
been
10 for 21.
10 for 21, sorry. 10
Okay.
I'm sorry. 10 for 21, 163 yards. And
I'm happy
no
that
TDs and no interceptions.
I'm happy that Mooney finally was coming alive a little bit, man. I just wish they would have utilized him a little more in the second half. Maybe call a few run plays like how they did EQ last week. Just call a few, not necessarily trick plays, but just to get your main man involved some type of way. If you see they double teaming them in the second half, okay, we're gonna run short. We're gonna either hand the ball off, we're gonna run a couple of reverse just to kind of throw off the defense. But then again, that comes back to bad play calling. I don't know what it is. I can't say that this guy is a rookie as an offensive coordinator because you've been in the league, so you should know or have some idea on how to get your main guys involved. So, and then to piggyback off B again, yeah, I wouldn't trust these receivers either, though. Like, I'm sorry, I wouldn't trust them either. So,
But my thing,
that's
but my thing is this: as an offensive coordinator, to get your quarterback in a rhythm, where's the slants?
right.
Where's the quick slants? Where's
He
the
comes
hooks?
from Green Bay. Green
Everything,
Bay is the king of it.
everything is 5 step down the field. You got to get your quarterback in a rhythm in order for him to be successful. And slants on 2nd and 4, 2nd and 6, 3rd and 4, slants are where you get your quarterback in a rhythm. And he's not calling that. Everything that he's calling, as far as I'm concerned, the play passes are all down the field. And it doesn't. You can nickel and dime your way down the field to open up your pass game. And Getsy, I was saying in the beginning of the year, Getsy gets it, but now I don't think he get it.
Yeah. If you look at the way Buffalo played the Rams in week 1, they ran 2-step drops, quick slants, just because they knew that their O-line couldn't handle the Rams defensive line. So if you know your O-line can't handle it, run some quick slants. You might not have the receiver personnel, but somebody could break away, man. So yeah, I agree with you, man. Run the quick slants, 2 steps, 3-step drops, not these 5-step Mike Martz type plays that you're trying to run. Cut it out, man. We don't got the
Because that's what I'm
personnel for that,
saying.
man.
Because that's what I'm saying. Everything out of the shotgun, you still doing a 5-step drop. So now you 10 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And I just, you got to get your quarterback in a rhythm, and guess he's just not doing that. He's not doing it.
Right. There was no foundation today of what they was trying to do offensively. To me, it looked like they were just calling plays, right? Just looking at a play sheet and just calling plays. They wasn't.
When I say throwing darts, throwing darts at the wall.
There was nothing really set up to me that set up another play. And the plays were not married together, to use one of Jay's phrases. They were not married together, and the Bears had scored, I believe, 6 points in the first quarter. They scored 3 points in the second quarter and 3 points in the third quarter and no points in the fourth quarter. So the halftime adjustments didn't happen. And actually, whatever the Giants did after the first quarter, the field seemed to have gotten smaller for the Bears, right? As far as them being able to produce offensively. So they made no adjustment offensively to what the Giants were doing to them. And until the Bears actually started getting some kind of offensive identity other than just handing the ball to Herbert and Montgomery, these are the kind of games we're going to see all year, right? It's just going to be the battle of who could stop the running game, because the Bears definitely can't stop the running game.
Yeah, it's going to be a frustrating year. I already know it, but I'm still going to complain. I don't care. I don't care. I can't stand our special teams. Y'all knew that from week 1. And man, the kicking game was on point. I give them that. They picked up a guy to
Right.
sub Santos.
Right.
And,
Right.
but everything else was horrible, man. Like, dude, horrible. They don't know how to game tackle. It's just, man, they gotta. It's just a lot of things that they need to work on. But luckily, and I say this every week on this show, luckily they didn't sign anybody to a long-term deal, and this is just a trial period. So we good. Hopefully they make the right pickups in free agency next year.
Okay. Hey, when you look at in this game, to me, anytime I saw pressure on Justin Field, it involved Patrick. It involved Patrick,
man, bro.
right? When he was on the right side, and
That
then
should
when
be
he
the
went
first
over to
pickup.
the left side, any pressure involved, it seemed like it involved him. And I guess the only thing he did right in one play was not do a crack block on him. But I think the reason he was under pressure was because of Patrick.
Right, it was.
But I'm gonna tell you. But I'm gonna tell y'all too. If y'all go back and watch the game, what's the rookie? Braxton Jones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bad.
Yeah, he had a bad game.
Yeah,
If he don't have no help, if he ain't got no help, he's getting beat. And it was bad. It was bad. And I felt bad for Justin Fields because I was like, okay, he's gonna drop back, and here come the pressure. I mean, he was pressured the entire game. It's a wonder that he even completed 10 or 11 passes today because he was pressured the entire game. And Wink Martindale kept doing the same blitz. All he kept doing was sending two linebackers, but they were crossing
up the middle. Yeah,
that's all he was doing. And they just could not. And they just could not block it.
Read it. Yeah.
It was the same blitz every time.
Yeah, they definitely gave every team the blueprint on how to blitz up the middle against the Bears. For real.
Yeah, it makes me concerned when I look at Lucas Patrick. Okay, when he get back at center, if he start at center, I mean, is we gonna see the same type of blocking from him as center? I mean,
please don't.
I'm not saying anything. I mean, he's just a turnstile at guard. So I mean, are we gonna see a better performance?
Well, what's gonna happen now, depending on this injury with Cody Whitehair, he Mustafa gonna be at center, and Lucas Patrick's gonna be at the guard. So we don't know what this injury getting ready to be. It was a knee injury that Cody Whitehair went out with. So we don't know what it's going to look like.
But that's where play calling come in at, man. You need to come with these big packages, man. You need to bring in two tight ends to help out. Because if you know your personnel is weak in some areas, you got to help that area out. Don't be ashamed. You barely throw the ball anyway. So run these big package deals, man. Bring in two tight ends. Keep them on that side to help this guy out. You know, do something. You know, bring a fullback in, help him out. Do something, man. Like if we see it on our end, then I hope that this guy sees it and checks the film. Gets he don't get it this time.
Hey, you know, I'm laughing also because I'm thinking like, okay, are they listening to the fans, right? When we say some negative stuff, then they seem like they're adjusting. Then we say some positive stuff, right? Jay says, guess he gets it, and maybe he's patting himself on the back. I get it. I don't know. And then defensively, the Bears do not have to prove that those tackles can hold up. If they need to chip or whatever they need to do, that's what you do. You know, you do what works for your team. And like you said, Mo, if you got to bring in big boy packages, if you got to run slants to get the pressure off, because the only thing the Bears do for pressure is they try to throw a screen. That's it. They just try to throw a screen. And teams have figured out their screen. They screen. I mean, they actually ran 2 successful screens today, which is surprising. But the Bears don't run screens pretty well, but they did do 2 today that I noted.
But again, I was gonna say again, I was disappointed. And I'm gonna turn to Keith to this because guess who didn't show up today against a rookie? Robert Quinn. What you say, Keith?
Stealing money.
Come on, bro. Against a rookie? No sacks, no quarterback presses, no nothing. I'm like, you gotta be, come on. The defense really disappointed me today. They really did. I mean, outside of Eddie Jackson with his interception, that's what 3 interceptions in 4 games, or 4 interceptions in 4 games, or something like that. You know, Eddie Jackson coming around. You know, the rookies in the secondary, they rookies. They still, they still on the job learning. But the defense really disappointed me today. Nick Morrow, dude, you gotta make a tackle, man. You have got to make a tackle. And
Roquan too.
That was one of the biggest plays of the game. When they had the Giants 3rd and long, and they ran that screen, and Nicholas Morrow read it, and he missed the tackle. That was one of the biggest plays of the game.
Yeah.
The defense was
what'd you say about
very
Roquan?
big disappointment.
What'd you say about Roquan, Mo?
Yeah, I said Roquan missed a few tackles too.
Yes, he did.
A few tackles too. You know what? Honestly, the defense had the right plays, but the defensive personnel just couldn't execute them.
They didn't execute. It
was like, man, okay, you calling the right plays. You know they're gonna run to Saquon the majority of the times. They stopping it. But when he getting it, it's like he'll break that one tackle and it's over. And then Eddie Jackson, he played okay. I'm gonna give him like maybe a C+ because it was a couple of reads where Saquon read Eddie Jackson coming up for the blitz and went the opposite way, and Eddie was crumbled up with the rest of the guys. So
too soon.
Too soon. If he would have just
showed
hit
his
that hole,
he showed his blitz too soon.
Yeah,
he showed his blitz too soon. They sent Eddie Jackson a lot today, but he showed it most of the time. He showed it too soon.
And Saquon tricked him every time with the same little hitch and go, same move, man.
Hey, what's up? I see Guy out there. Guy made a few comments. I'm sorry, Guy wasn't able to make the broadcast today. Okay, I said a big task at hand. I'm not sure what he was referring to right there. Hey, let's look at the matchup as far as the running game. You had Barkley with 31 carries, 146 yards. Herbert had 19 carries, 77 yards. Okay, and I agree with you, Mo. There was a couple of plays where the defense actually did read the play right, but they just could not make the tackle. I mean, I seen a Madden spin stick move on one of the players. Oh man, he put a spin move on him. Like, what you have?
Yeah, as far as the defense, it seemed like John Dillinger was the defensive coordinator because they had bank robberies out there all day. Robert Quinn stealing money. Muhammad stealing money. Robinson, I bet they don't even register on any of the stats. Gibson, 0 sacks. There was 1 sack that the Bears got from Brisker, who also had a pretty poor game. He took some pretty terrible angles at looking in the backfield when he should have been looking at out back and they didn't stop any of the quarterback bootlegs. But if y'all really want to know, we had no interior pressure, but that was okay because we had no exterior pressure, so we were consistent. And the linebackers did a terrible job tackling. We wanted to make sure they got at least 8 yards before we would tackle them. My top squad on defense today were all the DBs. Eddie Jackson came up and made quite a few game-saving tackles. Yeah. We generally don't give him credit for that, along with that interception. Gordon, he looked like a rookie, but at least he's stepped up and did some fighting in there. Brisker looked a little bit lost, even though he came back and made some decent plays. So all in all, we sucked on offense, but we made up for it by sucking on defense and making some bad plays on special teams.
Absolutely.
Hey, guys,
that sums up the whole game.
Guys couldn't stop Mo, Larry, and Curly when their QB was out. And we get to the defense, we definitely got to talk about what he's referring to. But with that, the Bears got no pressure, like some of y'all mentioned. The Bears got 1 sack today, and that was by Brisker, I believe. That was it. Other than that, the Bears got the defensive ends kept crashing down every play. They would crash down, and all Saquon had to do, or if it was Daniel Jones, is just run outside of them. They fell for the zone. They crashed down on every zone read play that was ran. And even when they read it right, they couldn't even tackle the guy. And I can't think of number 53 name. The
Nicholas Morrow. Nicholas Morrow.
Moron, that's his name. Moron. His name is No Tackling Moron. That's his name.
Because he looked bad today. He looked absolutely bad today. Nicholas Morrow looked bad today.
The other guy didn't even get his hands on anybody to make a tackle, so at least we know who Morrow was.
Moron.
Yeah, let's call it
Roquan
Moron.
Smith. We need to give him a contract. Oh, okay, sorry. I guess not after a game like today. Let's wait till he goes out and actually plays his position before we start hollering that we need to give him $20 million.
Right.
Yeah,
No. He deserves his money, man.
He does not. He does not.
He deserves his money, man.
Stop.
Roquan
He
had
doesn't.
10 tackles today, 8 solos, no sacks.
He deserves his money, man. I'm sorry.
How many yards did the opposing running back run for?
What did I just
146.
146.
Boom!
And I
Who's
believe
the
the
quarterback?
quarterback. I believe the quarterback rushed for. I think the
Daniel-
quarterback rushed for about
I was gonna
71
say-
yards.
I was gonna say Daniel Jones had what 60 or 70 yards rushing.
70. How much,
Right.
Sammy?
71.
71.
I mean, but he only one player, bro. Like you can't put the whole.
No, you can't put all that
That's
on
one
Roquan.
player that
You can't put it all on
$20
Roquan.
million.
The man
You can't
is,
put it all on Roquan. But at the
the
same
man
time,
is-
as a
If
whole,
you-
the
if-
defense was
you know
bad
what?
today.
bro. Roquan
If
is
you
a
pay
top
me
five
$20
middle
million,
linebacker,
I
bro.
will make every tackle right now, and I'm 57 years old.
But they don't want to pay him. Period.
$20 million? Let's go.
I don't agree with that one, man. He deserves his money though.
He deserved to be the highest paid linebacker in the NFL, despite the fact that the Bears can't stop the run.
I mean,
primary-
you can't just put it on him though, man. Look at the personnel around him.
We can't have it both ways, Mo. We can't say he's elite and he the best linebacker in the NFL, so we gonna pay him make him the highest paid linebacker, and at the same time he can't do it by himself. We can't have it both ways.
He can't, bro.
Well, then give me 6 or 7 guys from 63rd and
But
Sangerman,
that ain't.
and we get out there and we make both.
See, you know what? That's the thing about watching these football games is I had said this in the preseason that us as fans, we're gonna stomp for you to get your money. But when you get your money and you don't perform, we're gonna talk about you, say you should have got paid. So that's the catch-22 of it, you know. But 10 tackles is not enough for a player of his caliber. I know he had 16 last week. You got to make impact in these games, and when teams are gashing you, hey, you know, to me, when teams are gashing you, it's everybody on the defense is getting gashed. You know, now if he was in there killing it and making tackles and making for plays for loss, then I say, man, as bad as the defense looked today, Roquan, I think at one time, almost halftime, I was like, did Roquan play today? I mean, it was almost halftime before I can't remember him making a tackle. What you have, Jay?
And see, that's the thing. And see, that's the thing I'll be saying. As I'm watching the game, and it's like stuff is unfolding, and the defense is on the field. I'm like, who's gonna make a play? Who's gonna make a play? We need our elite players to make a play. Going back to the Lovey days when we needed a play, somebody made a play. Whether it was Peanut, whether it was Mike Brown, whether it was Urlacher, Lance Briggs, somebody made a play. And that's the thing. I'm like, who's gonna make a play? I saw y'all text messages. I don't do the text while I'm watching the game because I'm so busy rewinding and going back and forth, back. But I'm like, who's gonna make a play? Keith was like, we need a pick right here. Who's gonna make a play? And we couldn't get nobody to make a play on defense.
Okay.
Nobody can make a play on defense.
Let's give a grade to the offense, and then we move strictly over to the defense. I get an offense. F. No, I give them a D. I give them a D because they did make some drives in the first half. I give them a D minus. They made some drives in the first half, and they got some points, but they could not capitalize on those drives. So I get offense a D minus. I get a coaching on offense a F.
The offense got no points. Special teams got all the points.
That's true.
Well said. Well said, First Lady.
Mm-hmm.
You're exactly right.
Exactly
you are
right.
exactly right. Because I give them a D minus on the offense because you can't be a team that drive from the 20 to the 20 and can't get in the end zone. And I think they had 3 or 4 red zone opportunities, and we came away with field goals. You gotta score touchdowns in this league to win. And like I said on the pregame, although they had more than 79 yards passing, this type of offense that y'all running is not going to be sustainable. And anytime you come away with field goal, you're not going to win no games. Even when they got the ball back at the end of the game and they was down by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, I'm like, okay, do we really think they're going to actually go down and score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie this game up? Nah. And then the Mickey Mouse stuff at the end, that's a whole nother story.
I'm happy nobody got hurt on that play.
I was actually embarrassed watching that.
Yeah.
I actually stood up from the couch and was like, y'all got to be kidding me, right? This is what y'all going to do?
Take my shot.
This is what y'all going to do? Yeah. So they get a D minus from me.
Okay, D minus from Jay, D minus from me. Plank, what'd you have? Offense,
they came out with 4 scores, 4 field goals, okay, with the field goal kicker that we picked up off the street. That wasn't the objective of the offense. So we didn't do a decent job establishing a run. The offensive line, literally every play, it looked like at least 2 free defenders were running at Justin Fields. So that didn't look good. The best I can do is give the offense a D minus. I'm the teacher that wants that boy to go to college and don't want to mess with all his dreams, but that boy got a D minus today. I'm sorry.
Right, hey, that's the participation grade, right? When you just show up to class, teacher don't want to fail you because you come all the time.
Right.
You help with the erasers and you clean up the
desk. Showed up. You showed up. You showed up.
Hey, Mo, what you have?
For the offense, man, I'm gonna go D. And that's only because I was semi proud of Justin Fields today. Like he tried. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of drop balls. He tried. I mean, we know he could have gotten rid of the ball faster on a couple of plays. And then there was a few plays where the O-line did give him a little time, but he was sacked so much, he didn't even know that he had time. So, but I give him a D. Everything else was trash. The receivers was horrible besides Mooney. Cole Kmet was, he was non-existent. I would say Khalil Herbert, he was okay had they run the right plays, because when they ran him to the outside, he was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Even in a little screen, when he picked up the 20-yard first down, he's pretty good when you get him in the open field, but they don't call plays for him. Offensive playbook was horrible. That was an F. Coaching all the way around today was an F. But yeah, man, I'm that's it for me, a D.
Yeah, I see Mark Chin referred to him as John Shoup, referring to Getsy.
I'm not gonna say that. That was a bad offense. I'm not gonna say it was that bad. It was just executed bad. That's all. That's all. I'm not gonna say John Shoup. Definitely not gonna say Shoup.
Who else have grades on offense? Tammy, what's your grade for the offense?
Oh, Lord Jesus. I so want to give him an F.
And you can.
Go ahead, right.
Justin Fields did release the ball quicker in some cases. He's still missing a lot of reads, like I said and a few other people said earlier. His receivers weren't helping him out, even when he did throw a decent pass. They were forcing it up the middle when absolutely nothing was there.
Right.
They got 0 points. And the play calling was horrible.
Go ahead, say it, First Lady. Say it.
I'm gonna give him a.
Say it.
I'm gonna give him a D- only because Justin Fields was releasing the ball a little bit better and he looked better. That's the only reason. Other than that,
I agree.
I would give him an F because, I mean, like Mo said, like I was screaming at the TV, why are you running it up the middle? Ain't nothing there.
Right.
Like, there's nothing there. They need 2 yards. They running it up the middle and the middle is clogged. It's like, dude, seriously. Like, and then there were like some runs where I was like, why didn't he cut the other way? Like, I don't remember what play it was, but they were all rushing left. And because they were going for that. But it's like, why couldn't your instinct tell you cut right? Ain't nobody over there.
Yeah.
Like he could have got some room. Like they just weren't, I don't know, they weren't reading the field. It was a painful game to watch.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Everybody gave the offensive grades.
Everybody gave a D-.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't believe Salid gave a C-. I don't know what his comment fully said, but I don't know what he saw.
Yeah, he did give a C-. Guy just made a point. I want to make that, then jump over to the defense. Guy made a point that Justin Field motion is still too long. It was a couple of times today where I swear he was throwing like that old TV show $6 Million Man. You know how everything he's supposed to be running fast, and it was. I mean, some of his releases were just like it was like he was like, dude, just throw the ball. Because I think even the one where they did the strip fumble, that ball he cocked up and wound up so slow.
They didn't even strip him.
No, they sure did.
He just lost the ball.
Yeah, they sure did. But it's like, dude, throw the ball. So whatever. That's what some of the things I was talking about. Some stuff with him looks very mechanical.
Wait. I take it back. They get an F.
There you go, Tammy. Go ahead and say it.
Thank you for reminding me of
that fumble.
Bernard. Play to the whistle. Elementary.
Oh yeah, man.
Play to the whistle.
Play to the whistle.
Right.
Hey, somebody mentioned, let's move over to the defense. I think it was Tyler. Talil mentioned that was Roquan that got put in that in the Madden spin by Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor. By the backup. You got put in the watch machine by the backup.
Man, that was a Lamar. It was a Lamar Jackson type spin. He put on Roquan. I mean,
and then the thing, just to go back to the defense real quick. The thing that gets me is y'all done injured both of their quarterbacks. Now they out here running a wildcat, and y'all still can't. They running a wildcat.
And
so y'all know what?
The same bootleg.
It ain't nobody passing. Ain't nobody passing. Y'all, they running a wildcat. Where is the defense? And they still get 5 yards a clip. 5 yards a clip. Yeah, the defense was very disappointing today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jay, that's an excellent point. They go down to a wildcat offense where the quarterback is actually just lining up in the slot. And you still are letting them drive down the field. I mean, that reminds me of a game where Chicago Bears had some injuries at quarterback, I believe in the late 70s, and Walter Payton ended up playing quarterback. You know, the defense should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves in this game that the fact that a running back end up playing quarterback in this game, and you really didn't get anything even from that point going forward. And the only reason the backup quarterback got injured because I think he was hit helmet to helmet in that play.
Yeah,
That was his fault, though. That was his fault, though. I'm actually surprised. I'm actually surprised there wasn't a penalty on Kyler Gordon. But Tyrod Taylor went in there like he was a running back and put his head down, and they did go helmet to helmet. And when they collided, that ball came out. I was like, "Oh my God, this dude got a concussion." Mm-hmm. Yep. So I was actually surprised that they didn't call a penalty on that. But that was another turnover that we had that we couldn't, that we couldn't recover. So yeah, the defense they was bad today. They was bad.
Okay, so you allowed
Robert Quinn only gets a lot of sacks in even years. So when he was 32, he got 18 sacks. Now that he's turning 33, he only get like a quarter of those. So we probably need to get a refund from him this year. For all of the people that were on his side last year, and I was one of them. I want to see them get their money. I have no problem with any player getting their money, but I want them to show up during game time too. That's where you earn your money. That's
where you earn your money. That's where you earn your money.
Yeah, you earn your money in the game. You earn your money in the game and not on the sideline talking. There was leaks or rumors this summer that Robert Quinn wanted to be traded, and then he kind of dispelled that and said it wasn't true. Looking at how he's played this year or not played this year, maybe he did want to be traded because he does not look checked in at all this year. I mean, he's not even getting close. I think one play today he was chasing the quarterback and didn't make he's not even making the stat sheet. I'm looking at the top 10 as far as tackles. I don't see his name nowhere on there.
I didn't hear his name called the entire game. The entire game, I didn't hear his name called.
I heard it once.
And
against the Quinn gave up 5 sacks last week.
Quinn always been overrated to me anyway, man.
Right.
Which is why I was saying on the pregame show that I thought that they should feast this week. And I didn't hear his name called not one time today. I didn't hear nobody's name on defense, on the defensive line. Any tackle that they made, it was all the ball carrier was already beyond the line of scrimmage. Yep. They was already beyond the line of scrimmage. So yeah, the defense, they sucked today. They really did.
They did.
Hey, during the offseason, the Bears were fined for I believe excessive hitting whatever it was a fine as far as hitting. I can't remember what was the actual fine, and I know we kind of joked about it that the Ravens do that. Well, obviously they needed a couple of more fines on hitting when they weren't supposed to hit because they don't look like they know how to tackle at all.
Nobody fined them today.
You have to in the NFL. You have to be able to bring guys down. You cannot just miss tackles when you actually have a guy in your grabs. And then I understand a guy like Barkley is real slippery as far as being able to juke you, but he's not known for just running you over and stuff like that. He literally was running inside on the Bears, which was very surprising because Barkley is not an inside runner. He's more of an outside the numbers type runner, but he had a few successful runs running. Even when they put him in the Wildcat, he was actually ran a couple of plays on the Bears. But with that said, I get a Bears defense a F today.
Agreed.
You got an F2? F2? F. What you have, Blake?
Well, we lost. 20 points. We had 1 sack. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to give him an F2.
I can't believe y'all graded the defense worse than the offense.
They missed tackles.
As far as I'm concerned, the D- ain't far from an F. So we grading on the curve.
They missed tackles. They were horrible. I can tackle better than them. Than what they were doing today. The only reason I'm not going to give the defense an F is because they did have 2 turnovers. Eddie Jackson had a beautiful interception. The offense did absolutely nothing to capitalize on it. They got 3 and out. So the defense, I think, at key moments gave us an opportunity to still be in the game, and the offense did absolutely nothing with it. So I'm gonna give them a D.
They just gave up way too many
Hey,
yards,
what's
as
up,
far as I'm
guy?
concerned.
They
What's
gave
up,
up
guys?
too
What
many
up?
yards, but yeah, they
They
gave up
just
too many yards, but the
gave up
offense
way too many yards to me.
did
Way,
absolutely nothing. So
you give up that many
I
yards
mean,
to a bad team. You give up that many rushing yards to a bad team. I can't support that.
I mean,
I just can't.
The defense got one
technically,
turnover. The special teams got the other one.
okay.
Yeah.
technically, the offense did make it to the red zone. They just couldn't
But
put
they
the
ain't
points
in the
in.
red zone. So who can the horse only counts close only counts in horseshoes.
Right,
You say horseshoe.
but on the opposite end,
Bears are trying to turn that into the pink zone.
on the opposite end, the defense gave up some touchdowns though.
What you got, guy?
So
What's
it's
going on?
Like the offense, nothing.
Yeah, defense, no.
Dude, I thought, look, I said I was actually rolling in. I was on YouTube. I think I gave the offense the finger. I gave the defense a triple X or something like that. Gave the special teams. I said all I could give them is like a helmet and a short yellow school bus. And the coaches get 2 fingers. Man, you cannot score 4 field goals. I can't let them score 4 field goals and give them anything lower than a finger. So that's where it is. Love that Lindblom t-shirt. Yeah, well, they won 47-0 last week. So
Hey,
I
as
think
far
they played
as
against the Giants too.
yeah, they did. They stopped the run. And they defensive, and they Robert Quinn ain't pigeon-toed.
They actually, when they got in the red zone, they ran the same exact play in the red zone. I want to say both of their touchdowns, 2 of their touchdowns was just a quarterback boot that he just rolled out and rolled it in. And they actually, or even on their side, their receivers didn't do their quarterback any justice. But he didn't really have to pass, to be honest. If he had any type of, I was really more scared when Tyrod Taylor got in there, other than he turned it over. I was like, man, they may be about to pass, right? And this game may actually change because to me, Tyrod Taylor is a much better quarterback than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones,
But you know what? You know what?
Himself. What's that,
With
guy?
the way that Eddie Jackson's been playing, you could just let Briscoe stand right up on the line and do nothing but chase the quarterback on the bootleg anybody backfield. Because I was on the thing. I was trying to figure out I want to know how many yards they got on bootlegs alone. They had to at least get about 60 of them. I would just say, hey, throw it. I dare you to throw it to our guy. I'll put Briscoe up there instead of having him blitzing through lines, just have him stand right off on the side and say, yep, this is all I'm going to do.
Yeah,
Well, they actually made that. They actually made that adjustment because I think Briscoe was in the second half. He was more like a spy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But at the same, they gave up 71 yards to the quarterback rushing. That's a lot. And your name ain't Lamar Jackson. 71 yards rushing.
But my difference on defense, I wouldn't even try to spy him and hide him. I would just have him stand right there. You're just like, look, this is all I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. I'm just gonna blitz. That's it.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Defense sucked, but at the end of the day, the defense still gave us an opportunity to win. Had the offense done anything?
Yeah, they did. I do agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. I do agree with that.
They still get enough from me. Forget that.
But they still get enough. I agree. We grading on the curve. We grading on the curve. So everybody get a D minus.
Okay. Hey, let's look at the bragging rights. Jay got his first loss today. Jay is 3-1. Guy 2-2. Quick 2-2. I'm 2-2. Tammy 2-2. Plank 2-2. Mo 2-2. I took Christian off because I didn't exactly know what his pick was, but coming into this game,
Bears. I think he's 2-2.
Okay, so Christian's 2-2
I
as
think.
well. Hey, if you're watching us out there on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. Like, thank everybody who tuned in today to watch us. And as far as let's move to special teams and wrap this up. The special teams, they blew it. They blew it. They had gathered initially a nice kickoff returns, not kickoff return, punt returns. But then they start like trying to do too much, because if you notice early in the game, whenever they would score, they was kicking the ball in the end zone because they was kind of didn't really want to let Velas bring it out, which is fine because the other team's strategies were to kick the ball short because they knew the Bears would not get no farther than about the 18. But as the game went on, they started blowing it because it was great to have a field goal kicker that you just signed to be able to hit those field goals in that situation that many times. But everything else went downhill for the special teams. To me, they didn't make the plays that was there, and Velas was probably trying to do too much. Hey, first thing you do is catch the ball. That's what you do. You catch the ball. It's not like I'm a break it after I catch it. You catch the ball. That was a mistake that he made on his part, trying to do too much. Field the ball. Your defense made the stop that you needed, and you fumbled the ball and gave it back and pretty much ended the game. So special teams, I'm going to give you a D. I want to give you an F, but you did get the points to make it look like it was a competitive game, but it really wasn't competitive as far as what you saw as far as possession of the ball. Who got a grade now?
Yeah.
I got a C minus. I got a C minus for them because they did score 4 field goals. They did cause a fumble and recover a fumble. But again, like I said, I don't trust rookies returning kicks and punts. And I knew as a former punt returner myself, I knew when I seen him flip. If y'all go back and watch the film, watch the tape, when he's looking at the ball, he's flailing like this. I'm like, it's gonna be a fumble. It's gonna be a fumble. So I will give them a C minus because they, like I said, they scored 12 points and they caused a turnover. And they actually held the Giants in pretty good field position when we did punt or when we did kick off. So I'll give them a C minus.
Okay, C minus.
Hmm.
Who else have a grade?
Special teams, I'm going to give them a C. They got a backup kicker that kicked 3 field goals. They called the fumble, called the turnover, and they recovered the turnover. They had one bad play, which is Valus Johnson or Valus Jones.
Jones.
Yeah, one bad play. But even with that, they actually drew a couple penalties on special teams as well. So I think they actually had a solid game, even though we're gonna probably look at it a little bit more heavily because of the big blunder at the end. But I'm gonna give special teams a C.
Okay, C. Okay.
Hey, you know what? I will give special teams a C because you got a kicker that was actually helping Danny Trevathan bag cookies at Kroger last week, and he did 4 field goals. But I think the reason why dude fumbles because he's been watching Bears Banter and he heard it was like, Bernard told me not to down. He told me not to down, and I got to run it. He got scared. But yeah, I give him a C, man. I give him a C because, like I said, regardless, we didn't score any touchdowns, but you got to come off the street and kick 4 field goals.
Okay, Mo, what you have as far as grade?
Now I'm giving him a D.
Okay.
It would have been a C had he not fumbled. A fumble can cause. Obviously, we saw it.
Right.
They turned the table. Like, they didn't even give him a chance. Like, I know our offense wasn't doing nothing, but damn, give him a chance.
Give him a chance.
So it would have been
chance.
a C, but that fumble was catastrophic, and it dropped that grade down to a D.
Okay.
That's
Tammy.
what turned the table.
Uh-oh.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm gonna get a special teams a C. They are the only ones who score points. They're the only ones who score points. Like Keith said, they did recover a fumble and they caused the fumble. They had the drop at the end. This was his first game. We all say, mistakes happen. This was his first game back. He does need to, make sure that he secures the ball. But he got to get his rhythm like everybody else. So unfortunately, it happens. I don't think it's what turned it. We still had even that they would have had to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion
Right.
to tie it.
And I'll be confident that was gonna happen.
Yeah. So
give them a chance or something.
I understand that. Give them a
but
chance.
how many other chances did they blow? At least three out of those 4 field goals should have been touchdowns. They could have capitalized off of Eddie Jackson's interception, even if it had just been another freaking field goal. They offense and defense did way more to lose this game than special teams. So that was not the turning point of it. It's unfortunate that it happened. It could have made the game a little bit more exciting had he made it, but it still would have been a freaking Hail Mary to think that they were going to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Okay.
To
Who else
tie
got the
it
grades?
and then hope to go into OT and win.
Okay. Everybody gave their grades for the special teams? Okay. Hey, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm going to have to make a run. Y'all have a nice evening. Peace.
Good night.